Hello everyone, I am Peter 96er, the coach of your Maryland Mudkips, and today I have the draft review. Haven't done one of these in quite a bit. Not hasn't been that long. I did for PUDL Master Ball Season 3. We have joined UNPL Academy. We are in the Uva division, or Uva Academy. I don't know the terminology, but we're in Academy. I'm just gonna say now, I think I had a pretty good draft. I'm really proud of my draft. I drafted some Pokemon that I really wanted to draft, and also some Pokemon that I've already drafted. And I think are really good Pokemon that are just kind of come from mons. And it's gonna be fun. So without further ado, let's just get into our round 1 pick. I believe that this was I know it was a snake draft, but I believe that we were the 8th pick of the draft. If I remember, yep, we were the 8th pick of the draft. And so, for the 8th pick of the draft, first round, pick 8, the Maryland Mudkips decided to draft Darkrai. I would say it's a pretty good pick. Of course, Midrai. I've called this Pokemon Midrai more than I've called it Darkrai. It's gonna be its nickname. If we make playoffs and it performs well, it's Peakrai. But for now, Midrai. Really good stats, really good late game cleaner. It's pretty fast. Like 125 is really fast. But also, it's pretty strong. I didn't know how strong it was until I was like trying to see what I wanted to draft. And I saw Darkrai. I was like, I might as well see. You know, I've never tried it out. I was like, this guy's pretty strong and fast. Put him on the squad. So that was round 1, and this was out of 12 people. It's gonna be, I think, 24 people in total for the upload division, and but they're split into 2. And the Uva, it was 12 people, and so in the second round, there's a lot of Pokemon that I did not expect to be there. But chief amongst all of them was Iron Valiant. Excuse me. In my opinion, Iron Valiant is a top, I'll just say it, 3 or 4 Draftmon. Like, I know it depends on the format, but most of the time, this is going in your top 5, top 6, top 1 maybe, depending on if the person likes Dragapult or not. Just because, 116 speed, 120 special attack, 130 attack, it has a lot of coverage, it has set up on both physical and special side. So it's just able to do so much. And it's not bulky at all. Like, it's gonna be it's gonna be a paper clip, basically. But it's probably living 1 hit, depending on the Pokemon. And it's gonna be firing off strong hits. Because 130 attack, 120 special. It's gonna be fun to use. Iron Valiant. Oh yeah, as you can tell on the screen, the sprites, they'll be credited, on who made them in the description, if you guys are wondering. But yeah, all be credited in the description. Be a really good Pokemon, and fairy types are good. Yay. Next, round 3, the Maryland Mudkips decided to take Iron Treads. I kind of wanted a good spinner, just because, I don't like playing against hazards, because, they're really annoying. So I want a Pokemon that I can reliably bring, will also just be threatening, because Earthquake is also a pretty good move. So like Choice Band Earthquake, Choice Scarf Earthquake. I'm not bringing that a lot, if at all, but it's just always something to think about. It's pretty bulky, and it's mainly just to spin, maybe Volt Switch, probably Earthquake, probably Ice Spin. Yeah, not a lot to say, but it's a pretty quality pick. So with the 4th round, the Mudkips decided to take Rotom Heat. I had to kind of like cheap out on points here. Well, I'm not cheaping out because Rotom Heat is kind of expensive, but it is definitely not of the same caliber of the 3 we just picked. But it is a very interesting Pokemon just because it is a fire type that is immune to ground, which is good. It's also electric type that's immune to ground. So this thing's defensive capabilities are actually going to be quite good if you think about it. Just because of that 107 defense and 107 special defense, it's going to be hard to break through this especially with its like bunch of resistances and immunity. It's gonna be Will-O-Wisper, Volt Switcher. It's gonna be a good pivot. It's not the fastest, but it's also not the slowest, so I think that does have a pretty decent speed tier, and it does force like Timids on like 90 speed, and it's a pretty good speed tier. But yeah, so Rotom Heat actually pairs really well with the next Pokemon, and that is Toxapex. This thing is bulky as all hell. 152 defense and 142 special defense with the Poison Water type, which water is one of the best defensive types in the game. Poison is a really good type, but just because you want to be able to absorb Toxic Spikes, which is one of the things I think is needed on every draft team. There's always ways to get around it, but it's always going to bite you in the butt at some point. I know this because I've lost in playoffs because I didn't have one. It's not going to be offensive. Toxapex is just mainly going to be sitting in on things, pressing recover, switching out, getting its health back as a regenerator, and then, please, Scald Burn things. Luck has not been the grace, recently. So with, the round 6 pick, the Metal Mudkips decided to take Terra Dipplin. We went to the bottom of the barrel for this. This is our, I think it's a 3-pointer. But yeah, our first Terra Captain, Dipplin. It is a grass dragon type, but with its Terra type, it's going to be very steel or water. And if you look at its defense stats, it is very, very bulky. 110 defense, pretty high. 80 special defense, pretty high. 80 HP, okay. And 95 special attack, meaning it's not going to be hitting super hard, but it's going to be hitting decently hard. Unlike, like, Toxapex, which is mainly relying on, like, poison for damage, or like just spikes or toxic spikes to just get residual chip. And while Dipplin probably could threaten some things, the reason why Dipplin is so good and the reason why I wanted to draft it like so early to make sure I got it was because since Dipplin is an unevolved Pokemon, it gets to hold the Eviolite item, meaning it gets a 50% boost to its defensive stats, which is really good. And that's pretty much all you need to know. It gets recovery, pretty good. It's gonna be good at stopping things. So with the round 7, the Metal Mudkips decided to take Articuno, our other Terra Captain. That, along with Dipplin, makes 2 really defensive Terra Captains. With it being Terra Ground, Terra Dragon, Terra Steel, it's going to be able to live most hits, it's going to be able to recover, most importantly, and it's also going to be able to attack decently hard back, like 95 special attack. Articuno is going to be able to have an actual presence while also being a pretty good pivoter using U-turn. With our round 8, the Metal Mudkips did decide to take Basculegion. Now, I would say that this is kind of a random pick at this point, because I don't think Basculegion is coming to a lot of games, but at this point of the draft, Basculegion, I had my entire draft planned out, I think, since like after I picked Dipplin. And I was like, oh, I need a last Pokemon. So I was like, oh, I'll just take Basculegion. I had enough points. So I was like, I think the Pokemon after are less likely to be taken. So I'm just going to take Basculegion now, even though it's not as important. It does serve a role on the team, and that is an offensive water type. And that's pretty much all it's going to do. It's going to like tank one hit. And with adaptability, wave crashes, or special Basculegion, you know, I love me a special Basculegion. It's going to be doing pretty well, because that Ghost Stab is not going to be that good. So with the round 9, Metal Mudkips decide to take Terra Slaking. If you've seen the channel before, you know we have been using Slaking before in Quick Ball, the official off-season league of Puddle. I used Terra Slaking to make playoffs, and I even used it to win a playoff game. That 160 attack and 100 speed is very, very, alluring, yeah. And with Terra, it's gonna be able to Terra normal double edge Pokemon into Oblivion. This Pokemon has a look for 2 shots, it looks for 1 shot, and I believe that's what it's gonna be able to do with Choice Band. I'm a big fan of Slaking. I'm a big fan. I even have his nickname up there because I already know I'm naming him Louis V. Louis V, the Lazy King. He's getting it done, and he's probably not being brought a lot, but big fan of his. So with the round 10, the Metal Mudkips decide to take Hoopa, not Unbound, but Bound. I don't know what this form is called, but Little Hoop on the squad. It has a pretty good stat well, not pretty good stat spread, because you're going to see why. That's because its defense and HP is low, and it's really slow. But that 150 special attack is really good, and that 130 special defense is probably how I'm going to be using Hoopa. I didn't know how bulky especially Hoopa was, like, until pretty recently, when I was like, oh, this thing is actually bulky, like, pretty bulky. And I think that's made me want to use Hoopa even more, just because, oh, I finally see how you're going to be able to use Hoopa, like, effectively. Like, you bring it on special attackers, assault vest, whatever you want, and then you deal, like, the damage. I used to think that Hoopa was, like, just full offense, no defense. But no, this looks like a pretty good Pokemon now. I thought it was more like Rampardos, less like if Blissey had more special attack. So yeah, Hoopa is going to be pretty good. 600. Ghost is also a really good type. I really like having Ghost, just because it's kind of hard to resist Ghost. Like, I think only normal and dark, and one is immune, but like, it's fine. So yeah, Hoopa on the squad. So, last round, I decided to pick Electivire. This is similar to Basculegion. I didn't know what to add on the team, and I realized I kind of want Electric type. And I know Rotom, but I want a more offensive Electric type, and Electivire, 123 attack, fills that out. Not a lot to say about Electivire. Look at him go. Look at him jump. Love to see it. So yeah, that is the team. To go over it again, it is Midrai, Iron Valiant, Iron Treads, Rotom Heat, Toxapex, Dipplin, which is a Terra Captain, Articuno, which is a Terra Captain, Basculegion, Louis V, which is a Terra Captain, Hoopa, and Electivire. I think I outdid myself this draft. I'm really happy with how it went, but this draft wouldn't have been as good if Iron Valiant didn't fall to pick, like, what was it, 14 or 15? That's insane. Like, I can't take full credit. But yeah, I was thinking of drafting, like, Midrai really early. I think I thought about, like a month before, I was like, I think I want Midrai. And then the rest just fell into place. And I'm really happy with the draft. I'm excited to use Dipplin, excited to use Louis V again, excited to use Midrai. And with that being said, I'm excited for the season. And with that being said, I'll see you guys week 1.